Hey, what's going on, guys? King Epic here, coming to you from Bangkok. 7 o'clock right now, 7 p.m., so I still got a good 2 hours before I actually head out. I'm looking down here to the Nana BTS station, and not that much going on right now, so still have plenty of time left. I will use that to do a Q&A video. I haven't done those in a while, probably for months. I don't know why. I really enjoyed it, so let's get started. The first question is, if I'm booking a guest-friendly hotel for my trip, is it going to be for one or two people? Well, you would have to look at the page where you do the actual booking, whether it's Agoda, Booking.com, Airbnb. Most instances it's for two people, but that doesn't mean it's guest-friendly, okay? The question you should ask is whether or not it's guest-friendly, not whether it's for one or two people. Most rooms that you book are in fact for two people, but that doesn't mean you can bring random girls to your room without having to pay an extra fee. The two people would mean that you can check in with two people, okay? When you first check in, not when you check in every night with a different girl. So that's something you would have to look up and find out. Because you could still book a hotel room, a regular hotel room that is non-guest friendly, and that's for two people, but then you bring a girl and you would still have to pay extra, okay? I can't give a general answer because it depends on which hotel you're booking. This question, I don't like to party at all and just want to go there for freelancers and variety. So this guy's asking, this was posted below my video where I compared Bangkok and Pattaya. And so the question is, which place is better? Pattaya, of course, no question about it. If all you want is variety and lots of different girls and bars, then nothing beats Pattaya. Go to Pattaya, check it out. If you don't enjoy it, you can always go back to Bangkok, take the bus or the taxi. Okay, this is an interesting one related to accommodation, and I'm assuming, based on a question, that this guy wants to actually move to Bangkok or stay there long term. Says he likes my videos, he's not super into partying, and he wants amenities with the occasional mongering. So I would recommend he's doing, he's actually staying there, maybe dating regular girls and also doing mongering. Where would you recommend living in Bangkok? I don't want to pay more than 250, 300 for an apartment with kitchen, okay? Now, I would recommend the area, well, actually central, you can't stay central because you're not going to find anything in that area. Let's say Nana, Sukhumvit, Azok, you're not going to find anything in that price range. I would say Bunaviti and beyond even, okay? Look up the BTS station, any closer, and getting what you want for under $300 is very unrealistic. The places that I've mentioned, they are a couple of stops away from Central, but you're still in proximity to a BTS station. That's, for me, the most important thing. So even if you live 5 or 6 stops away from, let's say, Sukhumvit or Nana, as long as your condo is close to a BTS station, doesn't really matter that much. But the most important consideration for you will be the trips you take on a daily basis, okay? Where do you go on a daily basis? Because if, let's say you stay Tonglo, okay? Just an example, a BTS station near Tonglo is unrealistic anyway because it's gonna be too expensive given your budget. But let's just say you stay in this area and on a daily basis, you would need to take a trip to National Stadium or even to Siam, okay? That's gonna cost so much in just ticket fees or taxi fees that it might be a better solution to move closer to the place that you go to on a daily basis. So first, before you think about how much you're gonna spend and where you wanna stay, think about what you do on a daily basis. This is the most important thing. I talk about this in more detail in my Thailand guide where I have a map and how to figure out where to stay. But essentially, if you find a super cheap place that is far outside on the outskirts of Bangkok, and then you have to take a trip to central Bangkok every day, that place, that $300 per month place actually becomes a $500 or $600 per month place because of BTS and taxi fees, etc. And you might be thinking, yeah, I'm always going to take the train, so it's super cheap. I buy the rabbit card. Yeah, you can do that. But if you're going out, okay, the only way to go back is take a taxi. And if that's going to cost you, let's say $100 or more on a daily basis or every other day, that adds up, okay? And going to that area is usually at least 80 baht, okay? If, say, Bunaviti to Sukhumvit, to the intersection of Sukhumvit, is usually, 80 baht or more with a taxi. So yeah, that would be my answer. If you rarely go to central Bangkok and you have everything you need in proximity, then you can consider places that are a little bit further outside of Bangkok, a little bit off the beaten path, but are usually cheaper, okay? And when I say daily trips, I would even consider something such as going to the grocery store, because if you rent an apartment and you take a trip to the grocery store every day or every other day, and it's a 15-20 minutes walk away, and you walk back to your apartment or to your condo with 2, 3, or 4 bags full of goodies, that's going to turn your stay into a nightmare. I can tell you that. In some of these areas, or even if you stay in a side street, it's the taxis. You don't see taxis as frequently as you would on the main street. So you would have to wait, and if there's no motorbike taxis at the intersection, then your only option is either waiting for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or taking the walk. And if you take the walk, you're going to be super tired. So I've gone through all of this, okay, where I had to walk 20 minutes, where I thought this was the first time I booked a condo in Thailand. I thought, okay, I'm going to rent this place. It's super cheap, perfect. But then all these additional costs came up that I wasn't even considering when I booked that place. In the end, it would have been cheaper to stay somewhere closer to central Bangkok and spent more on accommodation on the condo and less on taxis and the BTS. BTS, even though it's cheap, it's not a nice experience, especially if you go out at night and let's say you take the BTS at 6, 7, 8, or 9 o'clock. It's going to be packed. It's not a nice experience. It's nice in the morning or even around noon if you need to take a trip where it's completely empty almost. But other than that, I wouldn't want to go through that experience on a daily basis. But yeah, that's an area that this guy described is pretty common for someone actually moving to Thailand or staying in Thailand long term. If you're just there for 2 weeks, then yeah, of course you do partying. It's very easy to figure it out, right? Your hotel, you might sleep during the day. At night you go to the bars. But if you stay there for several months, it's a little bit different, and you're not going to do such an extreme version of the Thailand experience, at least in terms of nightlife. So you're probably going to tone it down a little bit. Maybe on the weekend you go out or go to bars. Maybe during the week you meet a girl here and there, and mostly you're going to focus on whatever you're doing anyway, whether that's whether you have a business or you're going to the gym, etc. Hey dude, I just subscribed. I saw one of your videos, but only street bars and girls. Are there any places or freelancers with their own place? I just hate the street hassle, then walk to the hotel, online, etc. So yeah, you can do that. This is a somewhat common question where people ask, I'm in my hotel room and I don't want to go out tonight, so are there any options where I can actually order girls to my place without going? Yeah, you can. There are escort services, there are websites that you can use on your phone apps to actually get girls to your site, but I don't recommend it. If your goal is to just get a girl and get a massage or short time, whatever, then street bars or bar girls wouldn't be the most straightforward way anyway. So I would just go to a massage place. So if you're in Bangkok, for example, Soi 33, plenty of massage places, and you don't have to take the girl to your hotel room. You can actually do it at the massage parlor. So that's what I would do. Usually that's a place. Let's say you're staying in central Bangkok. It's a 5-minute taxi ride away, and you can actually see the girl face to face rather than doing it online. And then you have to give out your room number, and if the girl is not up to your expectations, then you still have to pay her, or she's making a drama and sitting in the lobby. There's really the upside for this is there's a limited upside, but there's so many potential downsides to ordering a girl to your hotel room, that specifically a girl that you've never seen before. It's a little bit safer if you do it through an agency, okay, an escort site. So with a freelancer, yes, it's riskier, but in general, I would just get a beer or get a coffee or whatever, put you in a good state of mind, and then just go to any of those massage streets where you can actually see the girl sitting outside, take a walk. And trust me, it will be a much more enjoyable experience rather than ordering a girl to your hotel room, okay? And the last question is related to finding two girls. He says, when it comes to finding two girls with threesome, is it better to find a freelancer, go a bar girl, and have her pick who the certain girl will be? So the answer is yes, of course. That's always the best scenario, because there will be girls that are a good match or that have done this before. So if you let the first girl choose the second girl, there's usually better chemistry. Second question is, I prefer the two girls. Again, you would have to discuss this with the girl. So the first girl you pick should be the girl you absolutely like, whether it's personality or looks or both, ideally. And then talk to her about such a setup and what she's willing to do, and if there's a girl she knows or likes that would join them. In terms of likelihood, which girl would do it, it's not like, oh, freelancers, it's going to be easy, or go girls. No, it just depends on the girl, okay? Make it your goal to just find the girl you really like. Again, personality, looks, etc., and then take the next step. But you want to take that next step as soon as possible. So you don't want to find a girl and then spend 2 hours with her and find out at the end that she's not even open to a threesome. So that's something you want to address or talk about very, very early in the conversation. All right, so this is for today. By the way, another thing, a lot of people ask, what's the climate right now? What's the weather situation in Bangkok right now? Right now, it's absolutely perfect. Okay, it's very, very rare that it rains. It's not super hot where you're sweating when you're going outside and walking around. So it's actually quite perfect right now. And that changes usually March, April, when it does rain a lot more often. So it can rain on a somewhat daily basis in short bursts. Yeah. So that's not a super big issue, but it does rain. So right now is the peak season and probably the best time to visit Thailand, Bangkok. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to get ready and then head out. If you want your question to be answered in one of the upcoming videos, all you have to do, post it below. Don't worry, I'm going to blur out your name on your avatar as well. So, because I had a couple of people actually email me from previous videos that I did if I could blur out their avatar, because people at work, they also watching my videos and they're embarrassed. So don't worry about that. All right. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any additional questions, whether it's a freelancer scene, pay for play, or hotels, accommodation, staying in Thailand, retiring in Thailand, moving to Thailand, anything, just post it below. All right. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.